Hi, welcome back. My name is Don Saunders, and some of you have been here before with me, and other people are just joining us. We're not going to get into too much information about how the knowledge arrived. We've done many videos so that you can go back through the videos and see how that all took place. What we're going to do, though, is the last video we talked about was about the 5 stages of life. And for the next couple videos, we're going to talk about those stages, and it's going to directly relate to how life works, because that's what we're talking about. Now, this stage happens to be stage 5 for people that are 80 and above, but it's also going to talk to the people that are in stage 4, age 60 and above. But don't leave me if you're in the other stages, because eventually every stage in life that you go through, every 20-year cycle that you go through, is eventually going to lead to the next stage. So stick with me on this now, because today the video is going to be on what I call a senior tsunami that's headed towards humanity. Now, don't confuse this with the silver tsunami. That's the metaphor that people use for people that are in the age bracket over age 65. The silver tsunami, it's still a valid point. That's just talking about the general demographic. We're going to be talking about the senior tsunami that's coming at us just like a tsunami does. It's going to come in a huge wave over humanity, and it's going to have devastating results unless you stay aware of the problem. Now, I work in the senior living industry, so I deal with people every single day and listen to their stories about their plights of how can they possibly afford senior living and be able to eat a meal also. And then I watch the families that are concerned about paying for the seniors. You see, we're in a situation where life is going longer than most people projected. Most of the people thought when they were in stage 2 or 3 that they'd probably live to 65 or 70 years old. But that's not happening. Because of all the advances in technology, people are living much longer. They're living to 80, 90, even 100 now. And during that process, they are spending down the resources that they've saved their whole life. All of their retirement funds, any pensions that may have happened, Social Security. And this video is not going to solve the problems. It's designed to do exactly why the knowledge was sent. And that's just to make people aware of the issue. Now, why do we want to make people aware? There are hundreds, if not thousands, of agencies and people that are doing good for seniors. They come together, they mastermind, they have groups, and they talk about senior problems, and then they execute by helping people in small quantities. But the awareness I'm talking about for you is to start to be thinking about how we bring all of that together and actually make a difference. Because here's what's happening, folks. People are turning age 65 in massive numbers. In fact, I'll give you the number. 10,000 people per day turn age 65. And that's adding to the senior population. Not only that, but they're living to 80 and 90, just like we mentioned a minute ago. And the reality is that the money that is supposed to support that demographic is somehow not going to make it. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Social Security. It's a big factor out there for this demographic. Everybody's worried about Social Security running out. What they're really doing, just to explain it to you, is the fact that the reserves that are in the Social Security system are going to dwindle down by the year 2035, actually. Those reserves are projected to dwindle down unless somebody comes up with an answer for that. Now, that doesn't mean Social Security is going away. It just means that because there's no reserves, they have to cut back on services. And it's not just the seniors, it's people with disabilities that are also receiving Social Security that are going to be affected by this. And nobody's paying attention. I mean, the ballot box would be a great place to vote for people that care enough to bring it to the surface. And so do your civic duty, vote, bring people into office that care about you and all of your future. But let's go back to the senior tsunami that this video is all about. What's going to happen is people are going to run out of money about 2 generations from now. And what I mean by that is there's no pensions being put together. Social Security is going to dwindle down. People are going to live longer. And as they live longer, the health of those people is going to diminish because they are older. So that population that needs more housing and more care, that's going to get larger and larger and larger. Like I said, there's agencies out there that are working on it, but their budgets are getting cut and they can do less and less as well. There are people that are living in their homes right now that are living by themselves. They have no food and they have no care because they can't afford it. And people say, well, you know what, they should have planned better. No, they didn't know that this was going to happen to them. They didn't know they were going to live until 90 years old. It was just a miscalculation. They've worked hard all their lives and still they have nothing left. So the awareness that I'm pointing out to you is an awareness that came through the knowledge when it arrived in forms of showing me that a tsunami is on its way for humanity. I thought it was a regular tsunami from a normal storm. No, it's the tsunami that's literally going to wipe out an entire population. And this is not throwing out a warning. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is making you aware, because awareness is the missing piece of the humanity puzzle. This is making you aware of a situation. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, okay, how are we going to fix that? How are we going to do that? We will figure this out as long as more and more people become aware of it. So when I talk to you, and I will for many, many years coming, about the senior tsunami, that's what we're discussing. My name is Don Saunders. I really enjoy sharing with you. Please help me spread this information. Have a wonderful day.